What's up, Joe? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I am grand. We're getting we got forecast for 60 degrees this week.
Well,
Pretty
look
excited.
out.
Oh man, yeah, you better believe it, man. That'll fire up a Minnesotan, let me tell you, man.
Hey, everybody. This is Proper Cup of Joe, the show that we meet every Thursday morning at 7:30 Eastern. And this guy's got snakes. I don't. I've got a lot of questions. And so I asked him on this show. And we talk about all different kinds of things. What do you want to talk about today?
A little bit of life, business, snakes,
Yeah.
the good stuff. Or is there good stuff? Should there be good stuff? More good stuff?
No, I'm still trying to figure it out after 2.5 years.
Yeah.
80 in Kentucky.
It's a hot day of content when we bust out weather to open
weather.
Hey, glad to see everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging. You guys were going before we even got on the air this morning, so thanks for being here.
That's so nice. This is what a great community this is, everybody. Let's just be grateful for what we got. You know what I mean?
Actually, yeah. Let me talk about that for a second.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. I like, it's so easy to get bogged down and how much stress or tough life is and all of that. And then I was showering and I was like, man, I got hot water. Like, I'm so thankful. Like we get like the stuff that we take for granted and that we're not grateful for enough, actually. And I this is me speaking to myself sometimes too, but like, I really take time to really think about like all the things that I can possibly be thankful for, like just the opportunity each day. I've talked some about my mother passing way too young, and you don't know how much time you got, and we spend so much time just like complaining and mad and divided and looking for things to be angry about. And I'm like, in Minnesota, I have hot water. I can just get clean under hot water. Like, that's an amazing thing to be thankful for. So there you go. That's my little gratitude grandstand this morning.
Yes, and it's sometimes when we think like that, it becomes apparent that we do live in a world of illusions. We live in a world where we could just be angry and angry and angry. And there's a lot to be angry about sometimes. You know, I get it. I understand. But then there's a lot to be thankful for. And sometimes that illusion of just like the things that are so awful, I guess, in our life just doesn't allow us to see what's all the great things that we have. What the hell? How did we end up talking like this morning? This is weird.
Well, it's being thankful. That's all. You said that we were thankful for things, and I felt it. Look, yeah, what a world we live in. Wally could roll out of bed and grab waffles ready to go,
and then put it in a toaster and have a beautiful
push the little button, boom, yeah, spits back up at you. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's great.
I do think so. Wally's also correct. This is prime car wash time. Let's get that thaw, little refreeze, little thaw, so it's a little soupy everywhere. Let's start.
Gotta get that. If you haven't gotten the salt off yet, I mean, come on.
No. Well, it's going to refreeze. We're going to put a little more salt down. So get it off now and then get it off later.
Get it off now. So yeah, I mean, you don't want to look bad from the entire community.
$1.50 a pop at Hometown Shine. You know
what I'm saying? That's it. And for those of you who don't know, because every once in a while we have people who come in here.
It's true. We could use a little context every now and again because it's complicated story.
Wait, they're talking about blessings and snakes, and now they're talking about car washes. Adam is not just a snake breeder, entrepreneur. He also owns a car wash in a small town right outside of Minneapolis called Lonsdale. And you should go, if you're in the area, go check it out. And that's actually where his, what do you call it? A factory of snakes?
Not a factory. No, much more care than a factory. At most a facility, but this is my workshop. That's my shop.
Okay, your workshop. That's where his workshop is. He turned one of the bays into a snake facility. facility I got at that
It's
time?
becoming a local sensation. I walked into the so I walked in yesterday to the auto body shop, not the auto body, but the auto shop to, for service. I have this is true. I have this big, strong belief that if I'm going to be a member in the town, that's thoughtful things. If you're going to be a member of a community in the town, I should do business in the town and support businesses. So my truck is due for service. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the local service shop. Walk in, guy talks car wash business to me, because if I drop off the truck, I was like, look, I could be here Friday morning, but I need a way to get to my car wash. He's like, oh, I'll give you a lift over there. And I said, okay, you got my business, no problem. And he says, how's the business? We get talking. He's like, how's the snake business? I was like, oh, everybody's talking about it.
Oh, they know it. They know it.
Man. That guy's got snakes in there.
Adam, why don't you tell everybody why it was such an ingenious idea to turn one of these places into a facility, to take a car wash and turn it into a facility?
I appreciate the compliments. I'm not sure it was genius yet or not. It's going to take a lot of time before we figure that out. In-floor drains, in-floor heat. The place was zoned commercial. The town said it was cool to do, so it was the space I needed. And the other two bays still operate as a car wash and pay the mortgage. And the competing, those that don't know, I provide a value to the town. $1.50 car washes. You wash what you want to wash, where you want to wash it on your car. You don't need a machine to decide that for you, especially a machine charging you $12-15. So I keep it open. And the other value place in town has closed, flown the coop, as they say.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle. They couldn't handle
the hometown shine value, baby.
Come on, man. Let me ask you this, because we're talking about community. And okay, first question here. Why do you find value in becoming a part of like community organizations? Like, is there a Lonsdale Chamber of Commerce? Do you find that is useful to be a part of? And if you go to those events, what do? You talk about your hometown shine, or you talk about proper royals?
There's a lot of questions there. I generally cannot stand those sorts of things. I don't I don't like going to professional so how about this in the restaurants, and particularly the resort world, there's this thing called the CMAA, the Club Managers Association of America.
Yeah.
And what happens is that it's almost like this, I mean, it's a hustle. Like,
yeah,
they give you have these education credits. I'm out of it, so I don't care. I could talk about it. You get these education credits. If your general manager is a member of the CMAA, you sort of pledge that you're going to hire CMAA members. And so it just becomes this like convoluted self-serving wheel. And then there's consultants that if you fire somebody, they're going to help you find a new replacement within CMAA.
Okay.
And if they do their job right, they poach from another club who then is going to need them to hire somebody that they just poached to replace. So I'm a little jaded when it comes to those sorts of things. With all that being said, I am a member of the Lonsdale Chamber of Commerce.
Yes. There you go.
I went to I go to the luncheon. I advertised with the website. I tagged them in the Instagram posts. At its core, it's businesses supporting each other. I went to that service shop because I met that gentleman at the chamber luncheon. You go do good stuff. Turns out, I didn't realize this. Turns out he's a town council member for 17 years. Maybe I should have brought the truck to him a little sooner. Maybe, So
when did you and when did you meet this guy?
Oh, I met him before Christmas. Sometime in the fall. The luncheon was outdoors. Maybe it was late summer, early fall. So 5-6 months ago.
Okay, I see. I see. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I think those organizations can be helpful.
Yeah.
Now it can be helpful for like the standard businesses that are in a place. Like I think it's good. Like in the Chamber of Commerces that I've been involved with, have been like, or even networking organizations. They have the standard stuff like, oh, there's a real estate element to it, and
Right.
there's a plumber, an electrician, you know, and it's a lot of real estate, really. And then
Yeah.
and I go but there is business that can be made there, definitely.
There is.
And the Chamber of Commerce does have some sway. Usually there are people who do have some kind of sway in the community that are involved in the Chamber of Commerce. You meet them at those places. Now, is that a necessity though of somebody who is trying to be an entrepreneur in the snake world? I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so, but so a couple thoughts. One, what you brought up about if you want to be, I think you're talking a little without saying it, like the movers and the shakers are going to be in that group, especially, and like the smaller the town or the smaller the community or the smaller the niche, I think more important it is. Much like Tinley coming up next week. Tinley is a sales event. Yes. It is a whole lot more of a networking meeting, creating business opportunities, new folks that you'll see. I get to go and hang out with Cold Blooded Cafe for 3 days. They vend right next to me at Tinley, all the way back, all the way left. I hope I see you there, guys. You got to come hang out. The dinners, the how do we do this? I mean, it could be other people working on the same projects you're working on. It could be advertising agreements. It could be, hey, I just want to learn how you do stuff. Can I come by your shop and work for you one day? I'll learn if I just do dishes in your shop. All the above. And I love Tinley for that. Figuring out making new contacts for guests every Tuesday night. Got to figure out, who's going to be on the show. How are we going to keep the content going? That you got to go do that stuff. So I love that at Tinley. In the small town, for me, I want to be welcomed there. I don't want to have to work in the shadows. I'm commercially zoned. I'm open for business. I want to be welcomed in the town, and I feel like an obligation, but it's an opportunity too. I want the town to welcome me, and I don't want the town to be like, oh, that's the weird snake dude, but we really think he's selling drugs or whatever. Like that's not who I want to be there. And I really do think I'm providing an opportunity or a service. If you truly just want to get the salt off your car, it shouldn't cost you $8, $10, $12. Come in and wash what you want to wash. And now there's another mansion car wash coming in. The big, not worried. That's a different product that I offer. I'm the only one that offers my service. I'm excited about it. I'm ready for it.
So when you go to these Chamber of Commerce events, this is the last question, and then we'll get to our one things. When you go,
then we'll start the show.
You go, I'm the hometown shine guy, or you go, I'm the proper royals guy, or are you saying both?
So the membership is in the Chamber of Commerce is hometown shine. So that's where I go. However, the whole town knows. Or especially all the people. What does that look for? Why would I pay 2 memberships? Why would I pay 2 memberships?
Are you embarrassed? You're embarrassed of your snake business? What's happening here?
No. If I think about, I talk a lot about the right product and the right sales in front of the right audience. If people want to buy ball pythons in Lonsdale, they know good and well about that. If I want to build my car wash business, which I do need, I mean, it's got to do something's got to happen in that space. So you used the word ingenious earlier. It's only ingenious if it's creating revenue coming in. So it's vitally important that I build that as well.
Yes.
And
yes.
So getting that word out there
is silly. Yeah. I am being silly. I think I would do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's where am I going to get to?
With with the car wash. Yes.
Right. Where am I going to get the return on my investment? It's a whole lot. There's a much bigger return. I can't ship the car wash nationwide overnight. The snakes, I get a much bigger return going regional and bigger. Whereas the car wash is as much face-to-face handshakes and smiles and meeting people with eye contact than anything I'll ever do on Instagram or the internet with the car wash.
Yeah. Are you going to have there was an idea that was being kicked around a little bit where you're going to hold an event maybe.
Yeah. I'm at a point right now where I'm actually trying to really I've actually stepped out of a few projects lately and stepped away from a few things. I need a little balance in my life and a little focus and a little home time. So I would love to. Yeah, I thought about doing like cars and coffee on the weekends or once a month, or a quarterly or a summer concert, like a hot rods and rockabilly show or something like that would be just the coolest. But it's going to be a little while right now.
Yeah. That's good. You're sticking to your New Year's resolution.
Trying to, really focus on what I've got and what I'm good at and getting that just right.
2026, the year of fine tuning.
That's right. So what's your one thing, Joe? What you got going on this week?
I don't know. I'm trying to pick between a few things. So those of you who may be new to listening or new to tuning in on a Thursday morning, we have we discuss our one thing. We were finding that in the early stages of the show a couple of years ago, that we would just start talking about our weeks and it would get, and then all of a sudden the show would be done. Much as the first part of this show has happened, where we lose track of time and we just start talking. So we decided, let's just talk about one thing each week. And I still have an issue with picking one thing. I will say that I have lost officially 24 pounds. 24 pounds since the beginning of the year. So talk about New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. My goodness. So
we're sticking to it. I think that's the theme. I think that because you're fine tuning, I am also fine tuning.
Good for you.
This bod of mine. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna change the last name from Arner to Abs. Joey Abs, right there, man.
Now, for those of you who have met me in person, 24 pounds is a drop in the bucket. Let me just say, okay? But it's a start. It's a start.
It's not nothing. That's 3 pounds a week for this whole year so far. The rate
and actually 4 pounds since I actually started. So
okay, well, if you keep up that pace, you're going to lose 150 pounds this year, man.
Bang! You know what I'm saying? So
pretty sure you don't have 150 pounds to lose this year, right?
Well, it's close.
I don't believe that, but good for you, man. Good for you.
Thanks. So that's my one thing. I was feeling pretty good about it this past week. Or yesterday. I found out yesterday. I weighed myself yesterday. I was like, yes. So
good
things
for you.
Are working.
What are the things that have been working? What have you been doing? You're not doing this thing where you just starve yourself and sit on the couch, right?
No.
Okay.
It's the standard stuff. Diet and exercise and not going freaking crazy every weekend, where I just eat and drink everything that I want. So I can limit that to 1 day a week, maybe every 2 weeks. I have an experience like that. So
doesn't it suck that most of life is that? Like, just settle down, be consistent at the boring stuff.
Yes.
And you get really
We've talked about that on the show. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Just get really good at the boring stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Just do the boring stuff consistently over and over. What diet have you changed, or what have you do you do anything wild, or is it just basically just a all around calmer, balanced kind of deal?
Yeah, it's just a balance thing. Smaller meals, smaller intake, and just cleaner stuff. So not a lot of white flour and sugar.
Gotcha.
And so I try to limit carbs to like whole grains like brown rice and oatmeal and stuff like that. So, and then just high protein. So,
Yeah. All right.
So it seems to be working better. I've done this kind of I'm up and down. I go up and I go down and I get in shape and then I don't. But like I hit a peak. I hit a peak over the holidays, and I was like, this is and I went to the doctor too on this past Friday as well. So I haven't been to the doctor in a long time. I don't think even since that time I had that whole
well, I was going to say, going to the doctor and having them, pull a part of your body out of you for a few days will probably pause you for going, huh?
Have you've done a colonoscopy, right?
No, I need to. It's on the schedule.
45 years old. Yeah. I've got to schedule that too.
This is always fun to talk about. I have a different condition where certain areas got inspected pretty thoroughly, and I was told at that point, that was at 41 or 42, that I was all clear, but that I did need to get checked out again at the right time. So I have had an inspection before, but and I'm dancing around the topic, but it was quite thorough, I must say. So, but yeah, I'm due for another go around at that.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff I got to do. I have a whole. I got to get my blood, and I got to get a CT scan of my chest and stuff like that. So I'm just getting healthy. I want to get healthy. You know what I mean? I want to get healthy one more time in my life, just one more time, just real good, just real.
Well, then you got to stay there. We're still young bucks, man. What are you talking about? One more time.
I'm gonna get real healthy. So healthy is on the high. Like if I use my hand here, it's high. I get real healthy, and then I spend the rest of my life just going slowly into the grave.
Now, see, I want to do that after I'm like, well, my goal is to reach the life expectancy rate and then do what you're talking about. Once I do that, then I'm going to try some stuff, man.
Seems like a long time. It seems like a long time. I'm pretty done.
You're done. You're over it already. You're the male salmon. You're like, I've done my job.
I wanted to do.
I'm out of here.
So I guess that's my one thing. I have a few other things, but maybe we'll talk about them another time.
Yeah.
I'm going on a trip in a couple of weeks, and that'll be good.
Where are you going? Back up to Pennsylvania?
I'm going to Pennsylvania. At the beginning of the year, my stepfather passed away, and I'm going to just spend 10 days with my mom. I'll probably do the show from there.
10 days. Nice, man.
Yeah, nice long stretch just to be with her and hang out with her and stuff. And it's kind of cool. Like when I was in high school, it was just me and my mom in an apartment and stuff. So it'll be kind of fun. And just to have me and her again, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Is that a weird thing to say as an old man? Like that's not a weird thing, right?
What, to go visit your mom?
Yeah, it's just gonna be me and her. It'll be great.
I would kill to visit my mom for 10 days, man. Like,
right.
Yes. I think it's incredible, man. Do it, man.
Yeah. So after next Thursday, the next day, I'm heading up there.
Okay. Well, that'll be another Tinley that you're not at that you should consider coming to sometime.
Oh wait, I thought Tinley's not this weekend.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Well, it gets packed in because by the time next Thursday comes, like next Thursday's go time. I'm going to do the show and I'm going to pack and I'm going to go to bed because I'll probably get up around like 4 the next morning and hit the road for Tinley, man.
Sorry. I
get your gas out. We don't want to interrupt any. You got a mute button if you need to use it, Joe.
I just talked about how I lost 24 pounds, but I did eat 2 slices of pizza last night. And when you break your diet, then it really kind of messes with you and reminds you of how terrible terrible you
like
used to feel.
Full Al Bundy. Like the only thing missing was you sticking half your hand down the front of your pants right there. Good Lord.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right. My one thing is I've noticed as I post often, and I do, and I play the social media game, and that's cool and all that. I get random comments. They're largely positive. I haven't gotten a screw you, you're an idiot comment in a long time, which
Okay, good.
me saying that out loud will foster that. You guys are all cooking up your comments now that I've said that. But I get like just strangers. This is fun. I keep on seeing your shorts. Really liked the warm or frozen rodents one. Defeating at the end, I think, really does it for the viewer. Keep it up. Look at that. Just great, wonderful, like encouraging, helpful comments. Let me see some of the others. Oh, this one, just no context. Scared the shit out of me. I don't even think I post scary videos, but there it is. I thought that was good. This is good. I'm not going to patronize anybody by trying to speak German, but I got the comment in full German. Egal wie schon ich bin. Okay, I said I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, you said you weren't going to do it.
Yeah, okay. But it's in full German. So I translated it, and it says, no matter how beautiful, I still hate snakes.
I don't know why I think this is so funny. But your reaction to it is really, really funny to me too.
I love them. I think they're great. And here's what I really like. I enjoy the comment itself.
It's great too.
Oh, you like the pauses?
Good job. What's the first one? Keep it up. What is
keep it up? Keep it up. It's hang on here. Yeah, let's read it. I enjoyed that one too because it's encouraging and it's very specific. I keep on seeing your shorts. Really, and this sentence doesn't make sense. Really liked the warm or frozen rodents one. The feeding at the end, I think, really does it for the viewer. Like that's where he's like, that's where he's getting fulfillment. And then keep it up. Okay, so I really enjoy it. I think it's nice. And what I really enjoy is like a second level enjoyment where I put myself in that person's shoes. And I think they were really inspired to stop what they were doing, say, you know what? I'm going to have a little word with Adam. And
I'm going to get on this. You know what? This has affected me so much.
Because
I'm going to get on there.
Me, the nihilist that doesn't care about anything, I don't leave comments. That's really cool with them. Like it's reaching somebody. So maybe I need to start leaving some comments, you know?
I don't want to play, you know, I don't want to take away your happiness here.
I don't like sentences to start that way. Sounds like a little HR speak to me.
You can't imagine how many times I've said that sentence before I've said the next thing. Could it be a possibility, okay, that these are not actually humans?
One is a human, I'm pretty sure, because they actually found my number and texted me. That wasn't just a comment. Like they've connected with me, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Now the German bot, maybe it's a German bot. I don't think so, but maybe. Yeah. And then I don't know. Do bots get the excuse the language, but do bots get the shit scared out of them? I'm not sure. So I feel like these are authentic human emotions that we're dealing with here, Joe.
And so much so that I had to stop what I'm doing, comment on this, that it's
right. Like maybe I need to lean into that. Maybe I need like scare, like just talk and then pow, like a snake attack out of nowhere and then go back to talk. I'm not sure. I don't know.
What was the particular video that was scary? No,
it was the warming. It was the warming up the rodents video. I really don't know why that scared him.
That came across my feed as well. And
and you didn't comment?
I didn't comment. I don't comment. I don't like that.
I don't comment. You don't get into that sandbox.
No, I
Huh?
don't like doing that stuff.
I will
I
say
just-
the comment
I just
sections
do
are
this.
where society goes to die. So we got to be careful in there.
Yeah. And sometimes I look at comments on some, and I go, this isn't even a conversation. Let's stop this.
Right.
We all need to stop doing this.
Yeah. Just
But
go
you're
away.
deriving some joy and some encouragement from it. So, maybe I should think differently about it.
I love it. I really do. And I get when the random ones come along, they're actually really fun. And all cynicism aside, there's really supportive people that say they're catching on the replay or tuned in. I'm glad to hang out. People are commenting live. Like, it does help. It makes it a much, I mean, because otherwise you're just yelling into an abyss. You may as well just do like videos, So I appreciate it, but I just enjoy them sometimes. And I think, like, what are the scenarios that they came from? Or like, there are times I get really angry ones, and I'm like, well, okay. And you almost have to play politician and be like, all right, I'm going to get my points across and then I'm done and I'm out.
Yeah.
And I do that sometimes. But I largely, if I think somebody's coming with good intentions, and even if I disagree with them, I leave the comments. I very rarely delete comments. If somebody's berating or purposefully just, I'm old enough in life to know if if people have a good intention, if they have a moral compass or not, then they can hang out. If not, I move on. I don't even engage them at that point.
Yeah, I think it shows that there's certain, from my own experience, I'm saying I'm not a commenter. I don't usually do that, but there have been times when something I have commented on some things, and I have something in particular in my brain that I kept commenting on, but it was like a live thing. It was a live stream, like we're doing now.
Right.
And then I'm a part of the active conversation, but that's different than what you're talking about.
That's a little different. Yeah. And a lot of people just do these little drive-by, trying to just drop a bomb and mic drop and roll on. And the funny thing,
I think we had one earlier in our discussion.
They did, the interruption game has gotten funny. The interruption game has gotten really much stronger. I have to say, I'm more impressed with that. That was the best one so far. I tried not to acknowledge it. Yeah. So far,
I know it was hard not to.
It was pretty good. And so, but the funny thing is like the hardest nosed, meanest comments, when I engage people and I actually have a conversation with them, they never return. They never come have an actual conversation. And even to the point where one time somebody was like, oh, you deleted a comment. Do you think you're above being questioned? And I said, no, I invited the person to have a conversation, but I don't understand why you would start a conversation but not have it. Otherwise, that's for you to do on your own channel. You can just spew whatever you want from your own channel.
Yes.
And they didn't reply either. And I'm like, okay, well, there you go. Like, you can come speak, So, and there's a secondary game that Wally and Jim are discussing, that, the algorithm, where it demonstrates engagement. Absolutely. So I do when there is a comment or people ask for clarity, or how did you do that? Like this, the rodent worming video, people asked, how did you install the insulation underneath? I go through it. I talk about that. But if it's like, you're an idiot and you're evil, it's like, well, okay, thanks. That's cool. Have a good day. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
It really makes me think about how we communicate with each other, right? How we communicate with everybody, and how it changes us. Even like getting into these comments, reading these comments, communicating with somebody that way, and how it might affect the way that you communicate with other people in your life. Just follow me on this for a second. So I use this video in my class, and it's from a TV segment from like 10 years ago called Spirited Debate, and it is this guy who is a professed Muslim who has written a book about Jesus, and he's a religious scholar, but he happens to be Muslim. But the interviewer is very kind of pointed, like, if you're Muslim, why are you writing about Jesus? And he's like, I am a scholar. That's my job. That's what I do. Like, those are the things. So I use this in my class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, like when it first came out, when it first happened, I was like, I can't believe this isn't even a debate. It is not. Nobody is being affected by this. Nobody's listening to the other one. They're just kind of yelling at each other, and they're kind of like, and they're talking past each other. And it made me go, okay, is this not only is not a debate, it's also, because it's a part of mass media on television, it is teaching us what a debate actually is. It's like usurping the word debate and saying this is what a debate looks like, when really it has nothing to do with debate, because nobody's actually listening to each other. They're just yelling at each other, right? So at the time I thought, this is just terrible, terrible communication. And I use it as like a centerpiece to this discussion, right? So, but since then, like the way that we take in information is vastly different from, like, I put it on in class. It's a 7-minute video. And I go, this is way too long for these students.
Right.
I can't even like hang on to this. Like, I'm bored after 2 minutes, and they're already like, I'm observing the class. And so so the conversation that we actually had this past week was, are you worried about the way that we take in information, and how has that affected us? Can we really take in information in such a way, in the little snippets that we had, can we really take in that information in such a way where it actually changes the way that we think? And is that an effective way of communicating things that regarding religion or philosophy or even politics or anything, you know?
I think, and maybe this is even like a show topic or the rest of the show, or who knows. I think you're exactly right. And I think there's an amazing opportunity. I think sometimes the simplest opportunities are right in front of us, where in this case, I had a conversation when I was in North Carolina last week, or when time goes by with blurs, I think, early last week. I had a conversation. I think people will make a fortune in the future just by showing up in person and shaking somebody's hand and looking them in the eye. Like, I mean it. Like, like every generation you hear, every generation say about the next one, these kids these days, they don't know how to work. They don't know how to do this. And I always remembered that and going like, well, I could work hard. And like the first raise I got was from slicing onions. Just go slice the onions. Just go do the hard work. Just go do the thing that nobody else will do. And so I wonder if it's like the future life hack is just listening, speaking more than 140 characters, and doing it in person because there's a human connection. Like, I bet that will get people jobs in the future. I really do. And I think that future might be right now. And so I think on the context of what you just said, and as a father, like, I work really hard to have Charlie actually interact with people. He doesn't know why. It doesn't matter. He doesn't get it. He thinks it's insane. And I'm like,
right.
Let's go to shows. Let's go vend. Let's look somebody in the eye. Let's engage somebody and ask a pointed question that you actually want an answer to.
You want an answer to. That's where our conversation went.
Right.
We don't ask questions that we actually want the answers to. We don't actually want to listen to somebody so that it changes us. We ask questions to get to a point that you can argue or something like that, or we ask questions so that it gives us, I don't know, purpose or something like that. But we like the asking questions for the sake of actually learning something and allowing that answer to change us. It's getting to be a lost art, I think.
Oh, that's really my point. Like, how crazy, and when we think of the jobs that will be lost for AI or all the things that we're worried about, which I'm also skeptical of. Every cavemen lost their jobs when cigarette lighters came around, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, we always find another thing to fill the gap. So I'm skeptical of those arguments. In the short term, yes. In the long term, we always figure it out. But if you want to be AI proof, a handshake and eye contact ain't never going to be replaced by anything, And so I look at those as, look, I can't cure society. I can only control myself. But there's an opportunity in that. And that goes all the way back to the earlier conversations of showing up at Chamber of Commerce meetings, or banking in person, or walking into the auto shop to say, hey, I want to support business in town. I want to be part of this community. There's no algorithm there. That's just humans speaking to each other. And you're right, they haven't learned how to breed snakes yet. I don't think they're going to.
The other thing the other point that comes up is that came up was, how trustworthy can we be of anything that we take in? I mean, this is a conversation that we were having years and years ago, but it's accelerated because of all the things that can be faked now, so everything are we actually creating a generation of people, or a society, an entire society, that is less trusting of things and more suspicious of things? And how does that affect the way that we behave with each other?
There's this is a little bit of the old man get off my lawn. It's also highly ironic when you hear what I'm about to say. You used to have to have gotten a job, been vetted, peer reviewed, respected, and then you could print an article or be in the newspaper, or a journalist, or put information out there. Now some dude in the basement with a cup of coffee can spew worldwide anything that we want. And so I like the very low barrier to entry, but when you put it in the context of what's useful, what's reliable, what's factual, and what's real, that's an odd scenario that gets you thinking. And there's a lot of people that reach a lot of other people that I don't necessarily think have very good intentions in mind, and that they're fueled by dopamine and money, which I guess you could say history has a pretty good or bad, or history has a track record of that could be well researched over and over. But sure. I do think about that, and I think about, so there's always the balance, right? Like, hey, this great opportunity, world's opening up, advertisers that want to support us, great new avenues for entrepreneurship and opportunity. Also, don't be evil, and don't be evil. So there's a weird balance there.
What's interesting is that this whole group of Gen Zers we get to this thing where it's like, where is this? What can you trust? What is the information that you can trust? And this whole group of Gen Zers kind of agreed that you can't trust the things that you see online or anywhere. But where it's most trustworthy is when you look somebody in the eye and they tell you a story, when they tell you something about their experience, when you look somebody in the eye and they're face to face with you and you know that person. Like, those are the people that are going to tell you the truth. Those are the people that are most trustworthy.
Yeah, and
which is interesting. It's good and it's bad. It's kind of going against this idea that AI is going to take over and give us, when really what is most trustworthy is relationships, and building relationships one-to-one.
Right. And I have to give it, whether it's Gen Z or any other generation, I kind of grew up in that late Gen X, early millennial era. But what we found is that everything that I described earlier, this idealistic, you had to get a job, you had to be an expert. Yeah, well, that turned out to be controlled by a bunch of, not a bunch of people, by a very few people. And we know that also history has a track record of when media and press is controlled by a very few people or powerful people of the state, information gets controlled and mind control gets controlled. So then, you get movements like punk rock and revolutions in media and communication like we see today.
Yeah.
So it's not me saying that was perfect either. So, I the old guys saying get off my lawn that complain about this stuff also created the environment for what we see today, because there was pushback and there was also BS, for lack of an academic word that I could come up with at the moment. So all those things, man, life is and really the idea for the show that I was gonna that we were going to pitch today was navigating, and maybe we'll do it another day, but was really trying to navigate these complexities in life and how difficult it is for a 13-year-old to make it through life in any generation, and me trying to explain it in like 45-second lecture from dad. And it's like, this is complicated stuff, like this is really tough. We have a piercing question of where did the chef's coat go? I should address this with everybody. But first, there's something more important. I got to say thanks to all the people that do support us. Audience, I love the spirited chats. Like Joe and I do show prep, and we have shows written, and then we kind of go where life takes us in the show. And a lot of that is from you guys participating. I mean that all in a great way. So thanks for being here. It's fun to interact.
We prepped more for this show than usual.
We did hard prep last night.
Yeah, we still didn't get to the top.
We're going to get there. We're going to keep it in the tank for the next time. So thank you guys for being here, because it really is about the community. Because honestly, if we were just going to like lecture or debate something, there's no reason to do it live. Like it'd be much more convenient just to get together at 3 p.m. and, get an episode. So I appreciate it. Want to say thanks to Heart of the Python. That is Kate and Bill Peaver in Massachusetts. Great people to work with, great supporters. All of these people and companies are within our industry, supporting our industry. And we've all heard that it's a tough market out there. I'm not so sure I 100% want to float that out there, but they continue to support us even in challenging times. So go take a look at Heart of the Python on TikTok, their Heart line. And that is their line of animals that are selectively bred for temperament, to grow the hobby, to grow future breeders and future, real enthusiasts. So I like the work that they're doing. Kate works with Monarch and Puzzle, Bill's working Monsoon, and the girls are working Sunset and Clown projects. So no slouches in projects there either. So go check out Heart of the Python. All their information is right down below in the description. Cold Blooded Cafe, not only good frozen rodents, nice hoodie. Turns out this was a hoodie that they made only for their team, and it's a t-shirt hoodie, which I like. I don't like a big hoodie, but a t-shirt thickness, extra long sleeves, really nice. So if you want to check out the inventory or the goods that they ship, check out my latest reel that I did about heating up frozen thawed rodents. But I love their goods. Always fresh, always reliable, consistent, and well done. So go check that out. Use a promo code PROPER11. Get yourself free shipping on orders over $200. Last but not least is Husbandry.pro. Find purveyors of coffee mugs and reptile tracking project management software. You can track everything in Husbandry.pro: genetic history, QR codes for your customers, feeding history, breeding plans, multi-year family trees, all that stuff. It's right there, digitally maintained for your records forever. Go check out Husbandry.pro. It's free to start, 60 days. You don't even have to put in a credit card. Just download the app, put that code in, PRoyal60, get right to work. So thanks, guys. I got Chris Eaton, the fat man himself, will be on Tuesday nights, Proper Royals Live. And next weekend, I'll see you in Tinley. That's the good people. What happened to the chef's coat? Well, Nothing. It's there. It's good. Here in my basement. So I used to film in the snake room. It was a balmy year-round 78 degrees. And I could wear, show's not over yet, Wally. Don't go giving goodbyes yet. Everybody's like, I'll tell you when it's over, my friend. No. So I used to film in there, and a short sleeve, a coat that was designed to be worn in a hot kitchen was great, and I would wear it. And then I moved over here to this basement studio, and ironically, I know there's a fireplace behind me, but I think it'll melt my banners, so I don't turn it on. But it's cold is what I'm saying. So I try and wear the chef's coat, and then I get cold, and I'm like, it's too early to be cold. This weekend in Des Moines, when we were vending together, Charlie had his Proper Royals t-shirt, and I was like, you know what? Let's both wear the same t-shirt. But have no fear. The chef's coat will be back at Tinley. I love wearing it. Reminds me of being in the kitchen. Also, I'm the only dude zipping around Tinley in a chef's coat. So people are like, that guy means business, man. Look at him.
Serving up snakes. Look out.
I liked, there was a time fairly early in my management career. I'd been in restaurants by, 12 years by that point. But there was a time I got a public review at the PGA Tour, and the reviewer said, I can't remember the guy's name, but it's a guy with sideburns, a soul patch, and a bow tie, took amazing care of us. Let me tell you, there's only one of him in the world, and it really solidified that you need something, you need a little conversation starter, something that sticks out, or something that people remember you by. And so I like the chef's coat, but it also has a little bit of that. He's the dude in the chef's coat. You can't, somebody else can't just show up and be like, yeah, man, I breed snakes in a chef coat. They're gonna be like, dude, you are full of it. That's Adam's, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool. It was a way for me to be my own kind of unique self.
Let me ask you this. You brought up reviews online, right?
Yeah.
So you ever get a review that is positive, but also it's not helpful? So this is what I'm thinking. I'm on Rate My Professors, right? And students go in and they rate their professors on ratemyprofessors.com.
Which has to be brutal, right? Yeah.
And there's one that's like, this is a great class, blah, blah, blah. This is what it says. He's the most hilarious man I've ever met. So I read that and I go, I guess I am funny in class. That's great, whatever. But students come in now expecting, a song and dance during
some slapstick comedy. Yeah, yes. You're like, this guy isn't funny. I didn't come here for the New Testament interpretations in the 17th century. I came here for the funny.
Funny in a comparative religions course is a lot different than funny at a comedy club. Okay?
Right.
This is completely different. So you're gonna laugh at something differently, at different things in a world religions class than you are at anywhere else. But and then I go, wait, they're not laughing as much, so I gotta spruce it up. I gotta tap dance or something. I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm it's not. So do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you ever have that kind of experience?
Not really with snakes, but I'll tell you, I play music professionally, and in town here, this week I'm filling in. There's this great community open mic jam kind of place at a venue that I like playing, and I support the owner. So I say, yeah, I'll host, and it's work. It's not quite a gig, but it's work. And so I'm hosting there one time, filling in. And usually the host kicks off with a few songs and kind of gets everything warmed up and going, and I'll play with other people if they want, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I do this song, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, man, you did great. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And he's like, that is such a good song for people that can't really play guitar. it's great. And I was like, what?
What? Oh, thank you.
I was like, oh, thanks, dude.
Now that's a backhanded comment.
It's yeah, I actually, but he was so like authentic. He's like this older dude. I don't even think he was like giving me the business. I think he was being like what he thought was genuinely authentic. And I was like, good. I'm gonna go punch a wall somewhere. Thank you.
Have you ever given a comment like that and it came out in a certain way where you're like, oh, I didn't mean it that way. But you're trying to give a compliment, but it comes off as kind of like yesterday I was in a meeting and it's a prospect for some work and stuff. And we're feeling each other out and we're saying, is this going to fit, and everything. And then somebody else comes in and she was great. And she gave this whole spiel about, if this is a good place to be involved with and you should come do some work for us and stuff like that. And so I said, well, you sold it very well. And she's like, she really cares about her work. She's not a salesman, but the way that it came out, like it kind of sounded like, well, you're selling me on this.
Right,
like,
right.
You're a salesperson that's selling me on this, doing this work for you, which is, and it kind of came out, but it came out in a way that I didn't really want it to come out. And then I was like, and then you start to kind of go, well, I don't really mean it that way. And then it just sounds worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like it's like when you leave back in the day, like the old, before memes were a meme, like the meme about leaving a bad message on a voicemail and then you call back to clarify it. And then you call back a third time and you're like, yeah, I've been there. I'm pretty good at sticking my foot in my mouth. Life hack for everybody. If you do work in event venues and you wear a chef's coat, you could get anywhere you want. That's the pass, man. Promoters will be like, no, you don't have access to the room the night before. I do. Yeah. I'll have my stuff set up for you. See you in the morning. That's the hack, man. Chris is exactly right, man. If you need extra linens and extra, at Tinley, man, I'm like, all right, where's the nearest dude? I'm gonna, say hello to him and then be like, hey. And then you speak the jargon though, because I know the linen measurements. The squares come in 72 by 72 inches. The long rectangles are 52 by 140. And you start like you don't know that unless you've been there. And they're like, oh,
sure,
he knows 52 by 1. Okay, I'll be right back with you, brother. I'll hook you up. All right, cool. Thank you. By the way, got a little 6-foot classroom table? I got one, man. I'll take care of you. Okay, cool. And I mean, immediately usually I give them a 20, but yeah, you could get whatever you want if you got your chef coat on.
Isn't that funny how like the jargon, if you know the jargon of something and you just mention something immediately, like, right. That's how we use language. Immediately you're in the club.
And I think there is that. And I think that most of those positions are so underappreciated when they find somebody that's like, I really appreciate what you do. And I understand the value that you can bring to me. Suddenly they're excited. Like they get a little fulfillment from it.
Sure.
So I always like that, man. And it doesn't matter. I've done wine festivals at Ritz-Carlton. Same thing. It doesn't matter what you could be at the nicest venue in the world, or you could be at your local Ruby Tuesday, man. You see the people, you get a little jargon, you flash a little chef coat, you're good, man. You get it.
Yeah.
You want, man.
Yeah. I think there, especially that you're face to face with somebody who knows how hard that work is.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Well, Joe, we did it. We made it, man. We're now we'll flash Wally's little note here about the show. I appreciate it, guys. Check us out. We'll be at back here at the same time, same place. That next week will be the pre-Tinley show. I can't believe it. It's back again. It's time. Yep. Whoop, whoop, whoop. However you make the air horn sounds. Pew, 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 pew. So thank you guys for hanging out, putting up with us, having some coffee with us. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next time. Joe, I hope you have a great week, man.
You too. Everybody else have a great week. Love my Thursday mornings. We'll see you next week.